Hey guys, it's Maddie, and I know it's been a while, but I wanted to try to upload on this channel more because I have more free time now, and I just kind of wanted to get back into it. I've always loved making videos for this channel, but sometimes I just don't have the motivation to do it, but right now I wanted to, and I have so many video ideas that I never got around to making, and I had them since February, but I never made them, so you're going to be seeing quite a few videos from me, hopefully. The first video that I wanted to make was what people don't tell you about high school and kind of my advice about it. So whether you are going to be a freshman in high school, whether you're still in middle school, or if you are in high school still, I think that these tips will kind of help you. Not even tips, but things that I think that you should know about high school. And I'm going to be a senior, and obviously the fate of my senior year is a little bit unknown right now, but hopefully it will be good. Hopefully it will be somewhat normal. Right now my school is planning on doing hybrid learning, which is not the worst scenario. Obviously I'd love to be in school full time, but I understand that we need to do what's best for everyone's safety and for everyone's health. That being said, let's get into it. The first thing is, it is one of the most fun times of your life. I know people say this, I know it's kind of cliche. It is so fun, and you will make some of your greatest memories during high school, even if it's not during the actual school year, even if it's during the summers of your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years. It is a lot of fun. So don't forget that. Live lightheartedly. Don't take everything too seriously. Obviously, it's important to have good grades and everything. I'm gonna get into that later, but just have fun. High school is fun. Next is, girls can be mean and vicious, so worry about yourself and your close circle of friends. I had my fair share of mean girls in high school and even in middle school. Not everyone's going to like you, and you kind of have to accept that. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it happens. I know not everyone likes me. I'm not a huge fan of everyone, but I just try to be nice to everyone, and hopefully you'll get that in return, but you can't always guarantee that because people just sometimes are jealous or they have something in their life that they're unhappy with. It's just you have to kind of just focus on yourself and your close friends that you know will always be there for you. Even if you have 2 or 3 friends, that's fine. I only have 4 really close friends, and I'm fine with that because I don't personally want a huge group of friends that I'm not super close with every single person in there, and that people talk about other people behind each other's backs. That's just not my type of scene. If that's your scene, go for it, but for me personally, I just enjoy having a close circle of friends. Next is, it's very true that you will find your true group of friends during your junior year of high school. Let it be, and accept that what's meant to be will be. So I don't know if everybody has heard this saying, but I've heard a lot of people say that you will find your true group of friends during junior year. And this was true for me. I lost a lot of friends after sophomore year. It wasn't really a big falling out. It was just kind of we just stopped talking, or we weren't as close anymore, but I am so content with my 4 friends. Obviously I have other friends, but I'm not as close with. I just have a group of 4 girls that I'm super close with, and I'm fine with that because it's really all I need. You will naturally find your group. If you're in a group right now and you're a freshman or a sophomore or even a junior, sometimes you won't find your friend group until you're 50, but it will happen, and you just kind of have to let it be because what's meant to be will be. I know some people don't believe that, but for me personally, I just wanted it to happen naturally, and it did, and now I have my group, and I'm really happy with it. My next tip is very important. Grades are important, don't get me wrong, but they're not everything. Focus on school, but don't do it to the point where you're unhealthily stressed about it. Most colleges don't care as much about grades as you think. So this is not to say that grades don't matter at all during high school, because they definitely do. They definitely matter for college and everything. But a lot of colleges also equally look at your extracurriculars and everything else you do. Grades are important, they are, but don't stress yourself out about it. Don't worry yourself sick about it. If you get 1 bad grade on a test, it's really not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Think about it. Colleges are not going to see that you got a 50 on your pre-calc test in junior year. It's not a big deal. Obviously study for your SATs, your ACTs, your Regents exams if you're in New York. Hey New Yorkers if you're here. Finals, everything like that. Yes, they're important. Your schoolwork during the year is important too for your averages, but don't be unnecessarily stressed about it. Coming into high school, I was a straight A student. I had almost 100s in all of my classes, and it's a big shock to the system when you enter high school, I'm not going to lie. You'll adjust quickly, and I have maintained pretty good grades throughout high school. I have a 4.0 GPA, but that's not to say that I didn't have fun during my years. I didn't, get bad grades on some tests. It's natural to not be good at everything, and that's okay. You have to accept it. And don't let your expectations from middle school carry into high school fully, because yes, it's good to have good grades, but it's also good to be healthy and to not stress about things that shouldn't really be stressed about too much. Next is, if you want to succeed, do your homework, and you won't benefit from copying answers or letting other people do your work. You will see results in your tests and quizzes if you do your homework, but at the same time, don't stress too much about it. I'm gonna be straight up here. I was always the girl that people came to for answers, and I would give people answers, which is not good. It goes against integrity. It's honestly, teachers, if they knew about it, would hate me. I always felt peer pressure to give everyone answers because I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be somebody everyone liked. But if people are just using you for your intelligence, they're not your friends, honestly. And if somebody who you don't even know asks you for answers, that's annoying. But during my junior year, I was like, yes, I still gave some people answers, but most of the time I would be like, do it yourself. At that point, I was fed up with being used for my homework, and it's really annoying. And honestly, the people who don't do their homework are going to have a big shock when they enter college, where it's a lot more rigorous and a lot more serious. So, moral of the story, do your homework. At the same time, don't stress too much about it. If you have a very busy evening or whatever, if you're a multi-sport athlete, whatever you're doing, and if you don't get around to doing your homework fully, that's okay sometimes, but you just need to like really balance. I think that's super important during high school, especially. I found a good balance. I play volleyball during the season. It was definitely like really busy, but I did all my schoolwork. I got good grades on my tests and quizzes because I was actually learning. If you don't do your homework, you're not going to be learning. I know I sound like a Karen right now, but it's really important to actually do your homework, because once it comes to the tests and quizzes, you will be so nervous because you don't know anything on it, because you just blatantly copied answers. You're literally just writing words down that don't mean anything to you. So, with love from Karen, do your homework. Next is, don't dwell on the little things, and no one will remember anything embarrassing that happened in the long run. I'm a culprit of being a huge worrier and getting super embarrassed over the tiniest things. If you raise your hand and give a wrong answer, nobody will remember within like 24 hours at most. It's not a big deal. In the long run, when people are grown, have kids, are married, whatever they're doing, they're not going to think about that one time you tripped and fell in the hallway. That's just the truth of it. I personally face planted in the hallway during freshman year. I still dwell on it, but you just gotta realize probably nobody else even remembers when that happened. And if you bring it up, then people will. So don't try to even like make jokes about it, because it's like you just brought back that memory into their mind that they forgot about. So overall theme, don't dwell on the little things. Nobody's going to remember. Nobody even cares. It's funny maybe for the first 5 minutes, and then after it gets old, people don't care about it anymore. They have their own problems to worry about, so it doesn't matter. People don't care. Next is, it's easy to feel excluded and left out, but don't take it too personally. I wasn't invited to my first party until junior year, which was this year, and status doesn't mean anything after you graduate. I was left out. I was not cool for my first 10 years of schooling. I mean, I wouldn't say I was like a weirdo, but like I wasn't popular really, and this year I wouldn't even call myself popular either, but I definitely got a different group of friends. I hung out with more people who were like partiers. Not that I'm a partier, I hate partying anyways, so it didn't really bother me that I wasn't invited to parties. In the long run, it doesn't matter. Everyone thinks that they're so cool in high school when they get to party and drink and jewel in the bathrooms, but you're not really cool. You're ruining your lungs, you're ruining your future. Obviously, it's not like a big deal, but to me, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of breath. Parties are really not that great. Parties are really only fun to the people that get absolutely wasted, and that's not fun to me. I have a lot of anxiety about drinking and smoking and drugs. I've never done any of those, and I don't plan on it because it just gives me anxiety. I hate feeling out of control. So for me personally, partying is completely off the table. I've been to one party, like I said, and I basically just talked to people, but I was like the only one who was sober the whole time. Parties, overrated. Don't get too stressed out if you don't get invited to them. If you do, be smart about it. If you plan on drinking, which I don't recommend, but you know, it's inevitable. Teenagers are gonna be teenagers. Have a designated driver. Be smart about what you're doing. Make sure you're not completely blacked out, because that is super dangerous. So just be mindful of what you're doing, really. And also, when you graduate, nobody's gonna think about the group of friends who was super popular, because it does not matter. Next is, try not to compare yourself to other people. This was the biggest culprit of my unhappiness during junior year especially. I always found myself comparing myself to other people, which is so unhealthy, and I still do it, obviously. I think it's human nature to compare yourself to other people, but when you catch yourself doing it, snap yourself out of it. Know that you're enough. Know that you don't have to be like everyone else. Obviously, some people have stuff that you want that you can't have. Like maybe somebody has like the perfect body that you wish you had. Who cares? Stop comparing yourself. Your body's beautiful. your face is beautiful, your hair is beautiful, your eyes are beautiful. It's so overrated to spend your time thinking about other people and comparing yourself and being jealous of something, because think about what you do have. You have so much. Like, you have a roof over your head, you get to go to school, like you have so many small advantages that a lot of people don't have. You have stuff that people wish they had. So whenever you catch yourself thinking about it, just think about what you do have, kind of just check yourself. I'm starting to get better at it. I do compare myself to people a lot, I will admit. It's hard not to, but you just have to kind of train yourself. It's almost like training. Next is just be nice to everyone. This is probably the most important tip of this whole video. Be nice. You don't know when somebody's going to need it. You don't know if your compliment could have saved somebody. You don't know if your compliment could have made their entire day and they could be thinking about it for the rest of the week. Like, you just don't know how big of an impact your words will have, your actions. And if you insult somebody, that could be their final straw. If you insult somebody, that could ruin their whole month. You just don't know. And I love, you know, I'm in the bathroom, whatever, I see a girl, I like her outfit, I'll compliment her, because I personally love getting compliments from people I don't know. It just means so much, because obviously it's a little uncomfortable to, you know, step outside of your comfort zone and say something to somebody that you don't normally talk to. And I know that it's hard for me to do that sometimes, but if somebody did that to me, I would be so happy. Even when I'm like at the mall and I see somebody's outfit, I like your outfit, I like your shoes, whatever. It's just so nice. If somebody's mean to you, don't play into it. Just be the bigger person, take the high road. I know it's hard, but you just have to think about it in the grand scheme of things. Is it really worth saying like one mean thing to them that they will hold on to and use against you in the future maybe? Not at all. I've had people be mean to me. Who cares? It's their problem. They're jealous of me maybe. Maybe they just have some kind of personal vendetta against me. I don't know. I don't care. Not my problem. And the last thing is, yes, it is fun to date in high school, but don't let boys consume your whole high school experience. Set time aside for your friends, and you don't need a boy/girlfriend to validate yourself. I've been single for most of high school. I had one boyfriend for like 2 months, so I don't really count it. It's fun, but it's not really worth it. In high school, only a certain amount of relationships last into college or even, you know, marriage. Like, my sister got her boyfriend during her senior year and they're still dating for, I think they've been dating for like 6 years maybe, I don't know. It's fun, but don't let it consume your life. Know that you're valid without a significant other. It's kind of overrated and it's stressful. I don't want a boyfriend right now. I haven't wanted a boyfriend really for my whole high school career, honestly. Like, it happened, but you know, if I could take it back, I probably would, honestly. You know, it's one of those things that everyone thinks is cool and everyone wants to do, but dating in high school, meh. You know, it's like hit or miss, really. So those were all of my things about high school that people won't tell you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, at least a little bit. Even one of these tips I hope helped you. Comment below what year you're going to be or any of the tips that were your favorite. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!